Have you ever lived in an old home and thought, man, I would just like to trade this in for a new model? Charity tells me this all the time. She's considered trading me in for a new model, but I'm not exactly sure what that means.
So if you are thinking you would like to trade in your home, not your husband, for a new model, then you are going to love this video because we are going to talk about all the new construction that is happening this year in Thurston County, in Pierce County, and in Kitsap County. And there is a lot to note.
For Joe and Charity, we're local realtors and we help people just like you make an informed decision about moving to the Northwest. So if you have questions, feel free to reach out to us on a number below and we look forward to helping you. The first area we're going to cover is Thurston County. Now, Thurston County has Olympia, Lacey, Tumwater, and Yelm, where new construction is happening, and people choose to live in this area because of its laid back, a little bit slower, maybe even a little bit granola approach to living. Lots of beauty, lots of hikes, lots of outdoor recreation, and something pretty much for anyone, I think.
Now, each of these cities do have their own distinct personality. First of all, we're going to start with Lacey. The city of Lacey is forward-thinking and pro-development. So besides residential development, you also have a lot of commercial development, which means they're the ones who are adding more new restaurants all the time, which is always great to know. In this area of Lacey, there are a few options for you. One option for you is Aurora Oaks by Century Communities, and these homes are going to start in the mid-500s. The next option is Stillicum Ridge. Now, this development has been going on for a few years, but there is still more to come. The price point in Stillicum Ridge starts in the mid-6s. These are homes by Rob Rice, and we've mentioned in other videos. He does quality work, has beautiful finishes, and we always love showing clients these homes. Another option for you is Morel Meadows. Now, this is an area that used to be a mushroom farm.
It used to be. Now, this development is right across the street from the RAC, which is the Regional Athletic Center, and it has soccer fields. It has a wonderful, huge park. It's got a gazebo, so you could stay underneath on rainy days and have a wonderful barbecue. There's so many things that has happened in that complex. It really has got something going on. It seems like every day. And the price point in that starts in the mid-500s, so very affordable.
The other neighborhood that we're highlighting in Lacey is actually for the opposite end of the lifespan, and that is the 55+ community, where you don't have the kids at home anymore. And this is Ovation at Oak Tree. This is a beautiful development, and they have some incredible amenities. Their clubhouse is the best that I have ever seen.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous. Everyone that I've talked to who lives there loves it. The prices are going to be starting in the mid-6s, but they go quite a bit up from there, and you can definitely keep adding things on to your new build and get that price up above $1 million if you wanted to.
You might have heard in some of our other videos how convenient Lacey is to shopping. So there's Costco, there's Target, there's a Walmart. So anything that you need to get is very centrally located in this area.
Well, let's jump over from Lacey right over to Olympia. If you take a look at this map, you're going to see they are smack dab right next to each other, and the streets kind of interweave, and sometimes you don't know if you're in Lacey or Olympia. Olympia doesn't have as much construction happening because it's a more established city, and it doesn't have as much developable land left.
A larger development that is happening in the Olympia area is Pattison Place. The price point of this is the mid-500s and go up from there. Very centrally located, very convenient depending on where your work is for commuting. So it's a good option for a lot of people.
In Olympia, because of the land limitation, you're going to end up finding little pocket developments. There was one that was just around the corner from us in Olympia, and they added 22 homes. So occasionally you're going to see one pop up here or there. So if you definitely want to be in Olympia, you'll be watching and waiting, or you'll be asking us to keep you informed.
That happened to be Rob Rice Homes, and one of my clients actually got a wonderful house there. So it was really fun to see how well the craftsmanship was, how they finished the homes out. It was fun for me because I got a chance to speak with their finish carpenter and just really admire the craftsmanship and how much time and energy put into it. So if you see a Rob Rice home, we're giving you a lot of good thumbs up, but they're great builders throughout our community for sure.
There's another local builder that builds beautiful luxury homes in the area. So this area is the homes at Shadow Creek, and it kind of feels like you're in Lacey. It's out more than a rural area, but it does have an Olympia address, and I have showed several of these homes, and they are absolutely gorgeous. Definitely over the million point two mark, but worth it. There's a large development going in by KB Homes in West Olympia, and this location is just getting started, and they allow you to personalize your home. So if you're one of those people who doesn't even need the house to get started yet, you just want to go in and know from ground floor you're going to be able to pick several things, this is definitely the location for you. There's model homes that you can walk through, but things are just getting rolling in this neighborhood. The homes in this neighborhood are going to be in the mid-600s and up. One thing that's very important to know that a lot of people are unaware of when they start thinking about buying a new construction home, that the seller has real estate agents. There are the site agents who are working right there at the site, and it's their job to represent the seller. That means their fiduciary responsibility responsibility is to the seller. But you, as a buyer, want to make sure that you have somebody representing you whose fiduciary responsibilities are to you. So if you decide to take a look at one of these sites, make sure you get in contact with your agent first, because they will need to go with you, or sometimes they're able to register you over the phone. But if you don't do that and you're just casually driving by and you walk in those doors and you fill out the registration, they will no longer pay for your buyer agent representation, which will put you in a position where you don't get to have that representation, or you end up paying for it yourself.
Right next door to Olympia is Tumwater, and Tumwater is a little bit more rural community. It does have Costco, it does have some good shopping options and such, but it does have a feel of a little bit more laid back, or a little bit leaning out towards the rural community.
Tumwater is beautiful. It does have wonderful parks, and the Deschutes River runs through it. It's really a beautiful area to land. And there's just a little bit more land because of the rural nature of it. So Rob Rice is actually building developments here. So the first one is Trosper Woods. And if you want to have a 3-car garage, this is the place you're going to want to land. It's the only neighborhood where they're building 3-car garages. Price points start in the mid 700s and go up from there. And then we've got Skyview Estates, Persop Crossing, and Bradbury. And the same house plans are basically available in all of these neighborhoods, but you may feel like you like the location of one neighborhood over the other. These all start around 600,000 and move up from there. And one other neighborhood in Tumwater that we want to highlight is 3 Lakes Crossing. And this is by Sound Built Homes. Now, I just actually sold a home to one of my clients in this area, and we are watching it all unfold. I just got a report last week of all the things that are happening. These homes are starting in the mid 600s and they go up from there.
Now, the last area we're going to cover in Thurston County is Yelm. Yelm is a charming little rural community that has beautiful views of the mountains of Mount Rainier and has a wonderful little small town charm to it. So if that's what you're looking for, you're going to have some good options here as well.
And also, if you're stationed at JBLM, Yelm is an area that quite a lot of families end up in. A couple of neighborhoods that we want to highlight here are Tahoma Terra. Tahoma Terra has been in development for a while, but they are still building. Those homes are going to start in the mid 500s. And then there's another development by Lennar Homes that also has homes starting in the mid 500s. So if you're looking for an affordable home, a little bit more rural, Yelm might be the place for you.
Now we're going to move just a little bit north into Pierce County and talk about the new construction that is happening up there. We're going to cover Frederickson, Puyallup, Spanaway, Gig Harbor, and Tacoma and Bonney Lake.
We're going to start first in Bonney Lake because there is a lot to say about this little town. Not only is it beautiful, has an amazing view of the mountain, and is on Lake Tapps, you also have a huge master plan community called Tahale. But it has over 40 miles of trails and over 14 parks. You can't even believe how much outdoor activity you have just in the neighborhood. These are all developed right inside your neighborhood. So if you love a master plan HOA feel and you want it to be integrated with the outdoors, Tahale is really the place for you. It has been being developed for quite some time, but there are several builders that are there right now. So you have multiple options for styles of homes and price points. To name a few of the builders, we have Holt Homes, Richmond Homes, D.R. Horton, Mainview Homes, Tri-Point Homes, and most of these are starting in the mid 600s, but some of them do start in the 7s and 8s. So as you can see, there's different variety, as well as there's Verterra, the 55 plus community that's also being developed right inside of this neighborhood. Now, besides Tahale, in Bonney Lake, you do have another large development by KB Homes called Falling Water, and the price points start a little bit lower in the mid 500s. They have integrated trails into their neighborhood and parks, but not quite as much as Tahale, but you are still close to the lake and all of the beautiful amenities that you have throughout the area of Bonney Lake.
Next, we're going to take a look at Puyallup, and most of the new construction that is happening there is happening on what's called the South Hill. So when you go from downtown Puyallup and you start heading south, that's basically you're running right into South Hill. And this really is a lot of new construction and a lot of sprawl.
You also have all the amenities close. There's a road called Meridian, and Meridian can be wonderful because it has all your stores, restaurants. It also can be a pain because the traffic can be a little bit problematic if you're trying to get to the very end of the South Hill where some of these new construction sites are. So keep that in mind. But let's name a few of these sites for you. We have Liberty Ridge by KB Homes. We have the Stewart Crossing also by KB Homes. We have Rainier Ridge by D.R. Horton and Torrey Farms by D.R. Horton. And these homes are generally going to start in the mid 600s and go up. And there's one more that is definitely not a local builder, not even to the United States. This one is called Ichijo, and it is a Japanese builder, and they highlight technology being their main driving value for for their homes.
Right adjacent to Puyallup is Frederickson. Now this is a more rural, small community. It does have easy access to Tacoma, so if you're working in Tacoma and want to have affordability with new construction, this has got some good options for you.
There's just a couple because it is a really small area. One of them is Clover Creek Court, and those start in the mid-600s. And you also have the Preserve by Rush Residential, and those start at the $500,000 mark. And moving from Frederickson to Spanaway, you're just kind of continuing on your way, and you will land right there in Spanaway. Spanaway is very attractive for JBLM families as well because you are very close to the base, and we've got some good options for you there. We've got Rolling Brook by KB Homes, Sunset Ridge by KB Homes, Rincars Court by MT Homes, and The Landing at Spanaway by Soundbill Homes. And all these homes are going to start in the mid-500s and go up from there. Now, a few of the highlights of Spanaway are Spanaway Lake, which is a beautiful lake that people like to be out on, water skiing and all the fun things. There's also a golf course right there. They have a wonderful community center that has an ice rink, so if your kids are into hockey, it will be very convenient to live nearby to that. And at Christmas time, they have a wonderful drive-through light festival that happens in the golf course, as well as skating under the lights, which we've done at the ice rink. Beautiful park grounds and also wonderful areas for team sports to be played as well.
Next, we have Tacoma proper. Now, Tacoma proper has a little bit of a similarity to Olympia in that it's kind of landlocked. There's development that's happening all around Tacoma, but Tacoma itself has been developed over the years. Not as many large developments that are happening. What you'll normally get are some smaller little one-offs, maybe 4 or 5 or 10 or 20 homes that have been nestled into the community that's already established.
And of course, people love living right in Tacoma because of its culture. You've got great food scene, you've got the arts, you've got museums, you've got the waterfront, all of those wonderful things. So it feels like you want to be in more of an urban setting. This is probably the place for you. So here are the options that you have in Tacoma for new construction. Heritage Gardens by LGI Homes. Trails End at Brookdale. That does have a Tacoma address, but it is heading more towards the rural area. And Evelyn Heights by Sager Homes. Some of these homes are going to start in the low 500s, others in the 600s, and others in the 700s, just depending on the style of home that's being built and the amenities.
And from Tacoma, we're going to head over the bridge into one of my favorite places, and that is Gig Harbor. Gig Harbor is a quaint little harbor town. It's charming, great little restaurants, great little art galleries, so many water sports and trails from kayaking and paddleboarding and boating and trails that you're walking around on, some islands that you get to only by boat. It is got so much charm that is just oozing with it, to say the least.
It is, and it is more upscale. So the average price point in Gig Harbor is going to be around $1 million. So the new construction is also going to be that. You have Burnham Heights by Rush Residential, and that's in the $900,000 price range and up. You have Fredona Crest by J.K. Marnar, and that's from the $900,000 price point and up. You have Summel Estates by Garrett Homes, and that's $1.6 million and up. And the Reserve at Gig Harbor by Mainview Homes, and that's $1.3 million and up. If you're looking for more of an upscale home, beautiful surroundings that Gig Harbor has, this is the area that should be top of your list.
Now, moving on from Gig Harbor, we're just going to continue to head up the peninsula to Kitsap County, and that's going to be the last area that we're going to cover with the new construction in our area.
We're going to highlight new construction homes in Bremerton, Port Orchard, Silverdale, and one of our favorites, Poulsbo.
Now, people love living in Kitsap County because it has this wonderful outdoors vibe. You have so much water access to Puget Sound. It just has this wonderful eclectic blend, and it just is so beautiful, to say the least.
So let's start with Bremerton. Bremerton is the largest city in Kitsap County, and they do have a couple really fantastic developments that are going in right now. One of them is Skyfall by Garrett Homes, and these homes start in the mid-900s. So we were talking about getting a little cheaper, but we're still staying up there with these Garrett Homes. They make a quality, very nice luxury home. Next one is going to be Soundview Estates by Lennar, and those are going to be more affordable. Those start in the $600,000 price range.
Now, moving just north of Bremerton is Silverdale. Now, Silverdale has a lot of convenience factors for you. It has the mall, it has restaurants, it has Home Depot, it has Costco. It's got all the things that kind of are staples in American lifestyle, right conveniently located for you. The first development we're going to talk about is Sterling Hills by Richmond America. The prices in this community start around $750 and go up from there. A little bit more affordable homes is Hillsdale, and the price point there starts around the mid-500s.
Moving over to Port Orchard, it's very quaint. It's got a very small town waterfront feel, and people love living that area just because of that. Now, there is a very large development going in here. This is the McCormick area, and it doesn't quite rival Tahale and Bonney Lake, but it is the second closest thing you're going to get to that. It has golf course, clubhouse, miles and miles of trails, several parks, and multiple developments by different builders. To name a few, we've got Century Communities, and their homes are starting at $575,000. KB Homes starting in the 600s. Richmond America starting in the 650s, and then Mainview Homes, you may remember they were also in Gig Harbor, so a little bit more luxury, and those start in the $850,000 range and go up from there.
Now, last but not least is one of my very favorite places on the Kitsap Peninsula, and that is Poles Bowl. Partly I love it is because the downtown feel of Poles Bowl is charming. I mean, you've got great restaurants, you've got walkability, you have great little donut shops, got great little places to do some shopping. If you want to have a day where you're just charmed your socks off, go to Poles Bowl, and especially in the holidays.
So for new construction homes that you can find there, you've got Liberty Bay by Century Communities, and that starts at $600,000. You've got Winslow Homes by KB Homes, and that starts in the 600s as well. And then you've got the estates at Royal Valley Farm, and that one is being built by J.K. Marner. And if you remember correctly, they were also building a Gig Harbor. So guess what? These homes start in the mid 900s. In fact, they have some of the same house plans that they do in Gig Harbor. So if you want just a little bit more affordable and a little more space around you, this might be the spot that you want to land.
So if you're ready to trade your old home in for something brand new, those are some wonderful options in the South Puget Sound area. If you have more questions about this and want to talk more in detail, feel free to reach out to us in the number below or jump on our calendar in the link in the description below. And we'd love to have a conversation to help you make an informed decision about moving to the Northwest.
And if you've enjoyed this video, keep watching because the next one is going to give you more information about everything you need to know.